so great to see everybody, at least the first 6 rows. So Laura just gave you a really great example of how analytics can help insurers to innovate and grow. And I'm pretty sure that everyone here agrees with Mike when he said that analytics are more important to insurance than ever before. And I couldn't agree more, which is why I am thrilled today to introduce you to Guidewire Live. Guidewire Live is our series of analytics applications designed to deliver live insights across the entire insurance lifecycle so you can meet all of your challenges, even in the most challenging of environments. I'd like to show you an example of what I mean. I hope you love that video as much as I do. Special thanks to the creative team who put it together. The reason I love it, though, is not just that it was a fun and slick video, but it's because it underscores in a great way what we're doing with Guidewire Live. Namely, that Guidewire Live delivers those live insights, and we do this in 3 ways. The first is that we are doing it by by enabling you to leverage more data. And when I'm saying more data, what I'm talking about is curated, validated data from multiple sources. The second thing is embedding intelligence. Now, this is embedding intelligence within your core workflows. You just saw one example of it that Laura showed you, and I'm going to show you a few in a few minutes. And the third is enabling you to learn continuously, so you can continuously test out theories, monitor the results, pivot on those results, and improve your business day after day and year after year. But I know there are probably some skeptics in the audience, so I'm sure you want to know, how are we exactly doing this? So let's take a look. It begins where everything begins, and that's with data. So again, I said multiple sources. Let's go through them. First, it's your own insurance data, your policy, your billing, and your claims data. Second, it is third-party data. So this is through integrations, so you can have demographics data or telematics data, but we also are supplying you with data from our science behavioral data listening engine. The other thing we're supplying you with, and this is completely new, is Hazard Hub property risk data. Now, the third piece is cooperative data. This is from Guidewire Compare, and I'm going to show you this in a little bit. This is aggregated, anonymized, peer benchmark data. Now, once we deliver this data, you, the insurer, are using it. Your actuaries, your data scientists are using the data, and you're monitoring it and managing it through Guidewire Data Platform. This not only allows you to monitor the data, but it also allows you to create, to publish, and to query business-ready data sets. Now we get to the applications. This is how we embed intelligence and how we enable you to learn continuously. We have 5 Guidewire Live applications today. They are Explore, Predict, Assess, Respond, and Compare. Now, each of these applications is fed by the data that I just spoke about. But let's take a look at what it means for an insurance worker. So here's an example. There's Policy Center, and I'm sure many of you are familiar with Policy Center. And let's pretend that you are an underwriter. You work for our fictional agency, or our fictional insurer, which is Future State. And you're used to working on Policy Center, you love it, it does all the transactional work that you need to do. But now, Future State has supplied you with something else, and that is embedded intelligence through both Assess and Hazard Hub. So you can see at a glance, you're looking at a submission, a renewal submission for Wright Construction is the company. And you can see now at a glance, without leaving Policy Center, that actually Wright Construction has a pretty high risk of property loss because they're within 5 miles of a fault, and they are also close to other businesses that have hazardous chemicals on premises. So you've got two pieces of information that you never would have had before, but your insurance company did not stop there. They're also supplying you with Predict, which is embedded right within Policy Center as well. So Predict is telling you that although there may be some, there might be some losses that could happen with Wright Construction, you still want the business, and actually you might lose this business. And so it's giving you a recommendation, and the recommendation is to credit the account just a bit in order to retain it. So that's what you do. You make yourself a note of it, and you can even see here in the notes, thanks to this information that you did not have before from Hazard Hub, from Predict, from Assess, you are going to credit that account up to 4%. Now that's one example of how we embed intelligence. There are multiple ways that we do this. Another way is through Claim Center. You can also use Predict within Claim Center, and you can also use Respond within Claim Center, which is what Joe is going to show you in a little bit. We're not leaving out our Insurance Now customers because we have also embedded Predict within Insurance Now. And one of our customers, Cure, out of Princeton, New Jersey, is doing just that. So I'd like to share with you what they had to say.
With the implementation of Guidewire, it's going to allow us to look into various market segments. We're a personal auto insurance company. Does that mean we want to stay one?
What's nice about the Guidewire analytical models that they offer to us is the fact that they pair so well with the UI of the system already, and we can really model it in any direction that we want to go.
Predictive analytics is pretty much everything. You can't plan for the future without knowing as best you can where the future is going. It would be a guessing game. Our goal is to minimize our risk in terms of where this company is going, where this industry is going, where our entire book of business is going as a whole. Having those analytics, we can do anything possible to help maximize, benefits for this company, which then leads to trickle-down effect to our customers.
So thank you, Cure, if you're out there in the audience, for that great video, and we look forward to hearing what you're going to do next. We'll probably approach you and ask you for another video. So stay tuned for that. Okay, so let's move to the third key benefit of Guidewire Live, that ability to learn continuously. We do this as in embedding intelligence in multiple ways. I'm going to show you just two today. What you're looking at right now is the screen for Explore. Now, Explore is a business intelligence application that is used by claims managers and underwriting managers to get fast answers to questions like, how many of my adjusters are overloaded with work and who perhaps is not so busy? Which of my underwriters is quoting and binding policies more quickly? And again, all of this is done because we're feeding that information from data in near real time. So you're getting your policy, your billing, and your claims data. Another way that we're doing this is through Guidewire Compare. Now, Guidewire Compare is a pretty special application because it enables claims teams to not only see how they're performing against their previous performance, but it also enables them to see how well they're performing against their industry peers. And this is where we are feeding in that aggregated, anonymized peer benchmark data. As of Dobson, it is now free to everyone who has Claim Center. And this December, it will be available in all of the regions in which Guidewire does business, which I think is pretty great. So now I'm going to bring Joe Gerritsen on stage, and what he's going to do is he's going to give you a demo of both Hazard Hub and Respond in a catastrophe scenario. So please welcome Joe.
Thanks, Julie. I'm going to show you how Respond and Hazard Hub help claims managers before and after a catastrophic event. Let's go look at a hurricane in Florida. Our claims manager, Maria, knows that Else is coming in 3 days and needs to prepare, so she goes in to respond. Before the event, she can see the projected path of the storm. Maria works on the Gulf side of Florida, so she's going to hone in on this area. Here, she can look at all of the policies. She can select an area, and all of the policies are going to come up. She can look at the policies in the area to quickly understand where most of the policies are. She also can look at the total policies, their premium, and insured value to understand potential losses. Maria can be proactive, contacting customers in areas of concern, sending messages before the storm telling at-risk customers how to contact them if they need help after Elsa hits. She also knows now where she has a high level of coverage versus a low level of coverage. For instance, she can see that she has 179 policies in St. Pete, so she knows that she'll focus a team in that area rather than an area like Siesta Key that's also along the coast but only has 41 policies. She can prepare her team by putting a response team in areas with more policies. Respond can also help after the storm. Let's move ahead 5 days. Now, Maria can see how strong the storm was in certain areas by looking at the wind speeds. She can see an aggregated view of her claims as well, the incurred, paid, total reserves. Maria can see where her claims occurred with the orange dots. She can look for areas with large numbers of claims to focus resources on these areas. The team can fast-track these claims. They can look more closely at claims in areas outside of the storm, too. The point is that after the storm, the team can react quickly based on data rather than hunches and continually assess where to focus as information comes in. Let's take this a step further, though. We know that hurricanes will happen in Florida and wildfires will happen in California. Wouldn't it be good if we knew the information on the policy and its true risk before any event occurs? You have this now with our integration of Hazard Hub into Policy Center. In Policy Center, we can see property data during the quote process. With Hazard Hub data, we can see that a property is at high risk for winds, flooding, hurricanes, so we can flag these policies before anything happens and treat the risk appropriately. So the main point is Respond and Hazard Hub help claims managers prepare before an event, warn policyholders, monitor the outcome of claims, and help insureds after the event. Great analytics software to help your clients. Back to you, Julie.
Thank you, Joe, for that great demo. So, as you've seen today, this is just a brief tour of Guidewire Live. What we're trying to do for you all is to deliver the ability to have live insights across the entire insurance lifecycle. So you are in the driver's seat with everything you need, the ability to leverage more data, embed intelligence, and to learn continuously.